Hey, what's up guys? Gonzo here with this week's word of encouragement. It comes from Psalm 128, verses 1 and 2. Here's what it says. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. You shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. You shall be blessed, and it shall be well with you. Now, in these two verses and the rest of the chapter, which is actually only a couple more verses, it really tries to combine the idea of being under God's blessing and finding personal fulfillment in your life. Now, it's a delicate strike because God has promises for us, but we also have responsibilities as creatures who have been given free will to a certain degree. And so blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. This is the condition which proceeds to all the other things in the rest of this chapter. Having a heart of reverent fear of the Lord and having that affect our lifestyle or our walk is profound. God says, blessed is that person. How many of you can honestly say that you completely fear the Lord and you walk in his ways entirely, perfectly? I certainly can't say that I have. But the condition is set here, the standard is set here, and it leads to verse 2. You shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. You shall be blessed. It shall be well with you. Now the passage in verse 3 and 4 goes on to talk about having a fruitful life in terms of having children and being blessed in that way. And then verse 5 talks about a blessing of a nation, blessing of Jerusalem and Israel. But it derives from the individual and our decision as creatures with the gift of free will. It's not a works-based salvation. This is just in terms of how we ought to walk with the Lord. And that's an individual choice. Do we fear the Lord with reverence? Do we walk in his ways? Because if we do, we get the blessing of doing that, but we also get the blessing of all the other things that are mentioned in this chapter, which includes eating the fruit of the labor of your hands, and that it shall be well with you, and that you'll have a big family and you'll just have a blessed life, and even bigger, a blessed nation. You know, if many individuals turn to the Lord in this country right now, I would imagine there would be a transformation. And while we strive for that, it's difficult to imagine that that's going to happen with the way things are going. But again, you have an individual choice here. Amidst all the chaos that we talk about here on this channel, if you can walk in his ways, fear the Lord, you will be blessed and you will see the fruit of your work and be blessed by that, and all will be well with you. So I encourage you from this passage that regardless of what you're dealing with, remember there's a higher standard here that God set before us. And he's not disappointed in you or it's going to reject you or anything like that if you can't hit that standard. He knows we can't hit that standard. It's why he sent his son, right? But just keep in mind that there is this call to live blessed by God and have all the things that we would find to be of joy and of peace. Those are things that are a gift from God that he wants us to experience. Hope that encourages you. Have an awesome week, guys. God bless.